We have completed 5.1, 5.2, 5.3. Here we are going to learn inverting a 2 by 2 matrix, basically inverse of a matrix. Okay, so when you have a matrix M is equal to A, B, C, D, the M inverse is, the notation is the usual notation we use in the functions. You know, when you write F inverse, you put -1.
Yeah.
It's not a power, it's a notation, right? So this is the rule actually. 1 over determinant value of M times, it's a matrix, it's not a value, right? M inverse is also a matrix. This is what you need to do. The leading diagonal, right? Swap them.
Okay.
dA. And then these two elements, right? Change the sign of them. Sorry, it's B, right?
Yeah.
This is how you find M inverse, the inverse matrix, understand? Now, if the determinant value of M is 0, we call it singular matrix, right?
Yeah.
And this cannot be divided by 0, right? That's the reason for singular matrix there is no inverse. It's undefined, okay? It's the 1 over determinant value of this is undefined, 1 over 0. So if it's singular matrix, you cannot find inverse. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, so what is this inverse? If you take a matrix A, multiply by the inverse of it, or A inverse multiplied by A, you will get identity matrix. That's one of the important result. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, there is a multiplication rule here. When you take two matrices A and B, you multiply them first and find the inverse matrix, which will be same as finding the inverse matrix separately and multiply them, but you need to multiply them in the same order, B, this order, B inverse times A inverse, not A inverse times B inverse. Understand?
Yeah.
This is basically one of the proof given in the textbook. In textbook page number 88, you can see example 12. This is the proof. They might ask you to prove this. Prove that AB inverse is equal to B inverse times A inverse. So I'm going to show you the proof here. I want you to pay attention closely. Okay?
Okay.
First we are going to take this whole thing is a matrix, right? Take it as C. AB inverse. Okay?
Yeah.
So when you multiply both side by AB, AB is a matrix, right? So when you multiply both side by AB, you will get this, right?
Yeah.
But when you multiply a matrix by a inverse of it, what do you get?
I.
Identity matrix, right? So is equal to, so you get AB, ABC is equal to I, correct?
Yeah.
Now I'm going to multiply both side by A inverse. A inverse ABC is equal to A inverse I, right? So these two, when I multiply, it becomes I also. IBC is equal to A inverse I. A inverse I is just I. IBC is just BC, right?
Yeah.
So we got BC is equal to A inverse. I'm going to multiply both side by B inverse now. B inverse BC is B inverse A inverse. You see, I'm adding this B inverse on the left hand side, right? Both sides should be left hand. You cannot put B this side. That's wrong. Okay?
Okay.
Now, this can be combined into I, right?
Yeah.
IC is B inverse A inverse. So C is B inverse A inverse. What is C initially? AB inverse. Now we have proved that these two are same. Therefore, AB whole inverse is equal to B inverse times A inverse. Understand?
Yeah.
It's given in the textbook as an example, so you don't need to copy that actually. They have used PQ instead of AB. The method is the same.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm taking some questions from exercise 5D. Determine which of these matrices are singular matrix and which are non-singular. For those that are non-singular, find the inverse. I'm taking A. Okay. So you just need to find the determinant value of this 3 minus 1 minus 4 to multiply the leading diagonal. 4 times 1 is 4, 2 not equal to 0. So you can find inverse, right?
Yeah.
So the inverse is, listen to me carefully, 1 divided by the determinant value, and then don't put the lines as this line, that's determinant. You need to use matrix, okay, the parenthesis, the bracket. Swap the leading diagonal elements and the other elements, these two elements, right, change the sign of them. Understand what I'm doing?
Yeah.
So multiply everything by 1 over 2. So you'll get 1 here, 2 here, 1 over 2 here, 3 over 2 here. This is the inverse matrix of A. Understand?
Okay. Yeah.
Take note of it, please. Okay, let's find the determinant value of B. 3 minus 1 minus 1, so you will get minus 3 minus of minus 3, you get 0. Therefore there is no inverse. Inverse doesn't exist for this matrix. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna move on to maybe we can try one more. F. Take the determinant 4 3 6 2, you get 4 2s are 8 minus 18, you get negative 10. The determinant value of a matrix can be a positive number, negative number, or 0. Okay.
Okay.
This is not equal to 0.
Yeah.
Therefore inverse is 1 over the determinant value, and then put this bracket, swap the main diagonal, you will get 2 4, and then change the sign of these two elements. But in the exam paper, don't draw all these bubbles and all. Okay, this is just for your reference. Divide each term by minus 10. You will get minus 0 0.2, 0 0.3, minus 0 0.6. Sorry, plus 0 0.6, minus 0 0.4. Right?
Yes.
Let's look at one more question. Question number 3. Given that ABC is equal to I, the identity matrix, prove that B inverse is equal to CA. It's given ABC is equal to I, right? I'm going to multiply both sides by A inverse now. A inverse ABC is equal to A inverse I. This A inverse and A becomes I.
IBC.
Yes, so the I will disappear actually, because I times a matrix will be the same matrix,
Yeah.
right? So BC is equal to A inverse. And then we need to prove B inverse is equal to CA, right? I'm going to multiply both sides by C inverse now. BC C inverse is equal to A inverse C inverse, right? So this becomes I also. So you get B is equal to A inverse C inverse. Right?
Yeah.
So it is same as the A inverse C inverse is same as CA whole inverse. That's a first result we learned here, right?
Yeah.
AB inverse is same as B inverse times A inverse. So you can write the CA whole inverse, right?
Yeah.
So if B is a inverse matrix of this, then B inverse would be just CA. Understand?
Yeah.
Okay. So using that, they want you to find, given that A is given, C is given, they want you to find B. Instead of finding B, we are going to find CA inverse. Understand?
Yeah.
Okay, let's multiply C and A first. So I'm going to write it in the next slide. CA is equal to the C is 2 1 minus 3 minus 1, and then A is 0 1 minus 1 minus 6. Can you tell me what you get when you multiply them?
1 second. So you have to multiply first
Row, first column.
first column. So you do 2 times 0 and 1 times minus 1, so minus 1.
Minus 1.
And then the second row, so 2 times 1 and 1 times minus 6, so minus 4.
Minus 4.
And then you do the second one, so minus 3 times 0 is 0, minus 1 times minus 1 is 1.
Yes.
And then minus 3 times 1 minus 3 minus 1 times 6, so it'd be 3, positive 3.
3. Now, we need to find the determinant value of CA is equal to multiplication of the leading diagonal minus this. So you get 1, right?
Yeah.
So you can write B is equal to its CA inverse. That's what we proved in part A, right? So 1 over the determinant value into, take CA, swap the main diagonal elements, and then the other two elements change the sign of it.
Yeah.
So B is equal to 3 4 minus 1 minus 1.
1 minus. Yeah.
Understand?
Yeah.
Okay, let's look at question number 5, part A. You are given BAC is equal to B. They want you to find an expression for A in terms of C. Multiply both sides by B inverse. So it becomes B inverse BAC is B inverse B. B inverse times B is I, so you can just write AC is equal to I. Correct?
Yeah.
So definitely when you multiply your matrix, you can multiply both sides by C inverse. So you'll get A is equal to C inverse.
Yeah, I got that as well.
Okay. Now find A when C is this, using the same rule. So this is part A. For part B, A is basically inverse of C. So you can write 1 over determinant of C, and then swap the leading diagonal elements, and then change the sign of these two elements. The determinant value of C is 5 2s are 10 minus 9. Understand?
Yeah.
Sorry, you don't put the line here like a modular sign, because inverse is a matrix. Okay. Here also I think we use the correct one. So 10 minus 9 is 1. So basically A is equal to 2 minus 3 minus 3, 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's look at one more question. A last question from this exercise. Question number 6. You have at matrix A given in terms of small a and B. Find A inverse. So A inverse is equal to, first you can find determinant value of A, which is 3AB, 4A, 2B. So you will get 6AB when you multiply these two. When you multiply these two, minus 4AB is equal to 2AB. Is it a singular matrix or non-singular matrix? Can you justify? What's your answer?
It can't be a single matrix.
Because A and B are non-zero constants.
Yeah, non-zero. Yeah.
Now we have matrix B given now, okay, and the matrix X is given by B is equal to XA. For B you are given B is equal.
Don't we have to get e to the minus 1?
Oh sorry, we need to find A inverse matrix of A, right? So A inverse is 1 over the determinant value of A, and then swap the main diagonal elements, change the sign of other two elements. Okay, that's A inverse. Understand?
Yep.
Okay, now let's move on to part B now. In part B it says it's given B is equal to XA. They want you to find the matrix X is given. Find X. You can multiply both sides by probably A inverse. So BA inverse is equal to XA inverse. The A times A inverse is just I, right? So we'll get X, right?
Yeah.
So to find the matrix X, you need to take B and multiply by A inverse. Okay? A inverse actually, if you look at A inverse, there is this is A inverse. You need to divide every term by 2AB, right?
Yeah.
So it becomes 1 over A minus 1 over 2A minus 2 over B,
B.
3 over 2. You can do this, or do not worry about it, just keep the number outside. Okay, you can do that also. You see, it's the number, right? Just the number, right? So what you can do, you can just write the matrix 2B minus B here, 2B minus B, and then minus 4A 3A minus 4A 3A, and then times by the number here. This is also allowed. Okay.
Yeah.
So now how do we multiply two matrices? First you keep this outside. You take the first row, multiply by the first column. You will get minus 2AB minus 4AB is minus 6AB. And then first row by the second column, you'll get AB plus I think it's 3A. This was 3A, not 3B. Okay. So when you multiply, you'll get AB plus 3AB is 4AB here. And then take the second row, multiply the first column, you'll get 6AB minus 4AB is 2AB. And then multiply by the, you understand what I'm doing here?
Yeah.
Minus 3AB plus 6AB is 3AB. Now you divide every term by 2AB. Okay. So the matrix would be minus 3 here, 2 here. This is basically 6 and this was minus 2AB. So you'll get minus 1 here, 3 over 2 here. That's the matrix X. Understand?